Just gone 6 o'clock there now. Top story this morning. Liz Truss is fighting to remain in office this morning after scoring a record low of minus 70% in a new YouGov poll. That makes her more unpopular than her predecessor Boris Johnson, who scored minus 53% the day he resigned back in July.
Well, it follows the criticism that the PM is betraying pensioners by ditching her promise to protect triple-lock pensions, causing a revolt within the Conservative Party.
Well, let's speak to one of those Conservative members now. Holly Whitbread is the Conservative councillor for Epping and Thaydon. Holly, very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us this morning. First of all, is this what you're hearing at the grassroots level?
I think it's mixed. I think what members most want now is a little bit of stability. I think people welcome the fact the government apologised for going too far, too fast. I mean, I'm someone who supported Liz Truss, and I do accept the diagnosis of the economy, but I think the way the budget was administered was just, as the government has said, too far, too fast.
And on the suggestion that now members have this sort of buyer's remorse, if you like, I mean, you say you've got a mixed bag, but this YouGov poll yesterday showing more than half think she should resign now. And then this YouGov poll out this morning saying her popularity at a record minus 70%. Is she still damaging to, the Conservative Party at this stage?
I think it's really difficult, but I think what we don't need now is more instability, and that's what I'm hearing from members. I think many people welcome Jeremy Hunt becoming the Chancellor and actually putting some of those stabilising economic measures in place.
Even the triple lock abandoned?
I don't think many members support that, and actually we've seen overnight, I was looking at my Twitter feed, a lot of MPs saying they just wouldn't support that. I think at the moment, from what I understand, everything's to play for. They're kind of reviewing the whole budget in its entirety. Obviously, there's a strong defence for defence. That's really important to people. But I think that triple lock for pensioners is also really key to the Parliamentary Party and those members more widely.
Yeah, enthusiasm can't be that high, though, for a lot of people that voted for Liz Truss. And basically, they're getting Liz Truss with Rishi Sunak's policies. But I do accept the argument that there must be stability. Mm-hmm. If that's the best they can hope for, that's not massively inspiring, is it?
Well, I think where there is a little bit of kind of positivity and hope for the future is that actually that long-term agenda for growth hasn't gone, but it's about steering the country through this really difficult economic time. So I think there's a realism with members. We can't go through another election process. I mean, we had a whole summer of kind of debating ideology, but we do need to get on with the job and deliver for the people. And I think that's got to be the priority rather than internal party wars.
Yeah, and look, one, stability is obviously, I mean, Jeremy Hunt stated it now as his absolute number one focus ahead of even growth. How important then will PMQs be today for the Prime Minister? Because if she stumbles at the dispatch box, she's going to fall. This is her last chance. She's on notice, isn't she?
She's got to perform today. I think she really has to step up. I mean, she's come out, she's apologised for the mistakes that were made in terms of that mini-budget and how it was implemented. Now she needs to come out fighting and actually show the long-term positivity, but what we're going to do in the immediate term to sort out the problems which the country are facing.
We've asked you what the opinion is amongst Conservative grassroots members. What are you hearing from floating voters, from people who aren't massively politicised? Mm-hmm. How do you convince them that it's going to be all right,
Well, really interestingly, actually, in Epping Forest, we had a by-election on Thursday, which we won against the Greens. So we actually gained a seat on the council, a really good local young candidate. So I think that had a lot to do with it. But I knocked on hundreds of doors during that period. And that stability thing keeps coming back. People are really worried about the kind of international problems that we're facing, the issues in Ukraine. I think that's probably at the forefront of people's mind, as well as cost of living and the challenges around that. So I think people are actually still to be convinced. I don't think they're won over completely by Labour at the moment. I think they want to see the Conservatives return to stability and delivering for the people. So when we kind of talk about future elections and floating voters, I think it's still all to play for. And I think last time I came on here, I said a week's a long time in politics, but at the moment, hours are a long time in politics.
It feels like when Jeremy Hunt made that statement to camera on Monday morning, feels like weeks ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look, there's so much that could happen in the next few days, as you say. We've talked about, how important PMQs is. What about those suggestions that there are all these plots going on behind the scenes? And, this is a very disunited party at the moment. How do you bring all those factions together behind behind her, because she does, to many people, just represent someone who's lost all authority.
I think at the moment, I mean, the parliamentary party need to focus on the real issues that are at hand. Jeremy Hunt has come in. There's a more kind of stable economic vision, and I think that they need to come in behind that at the moment and try and deliver on that. So, you know, I think from a kind of grassroots level, what I want to see is a bit more unity in the parliamentary party at this time to just try and focus on the immediate issues that we're facing.
Yeah, really good to get your thoughts this morning, Holly. Thank you very much. Holly Whitbread.